Hi everyone! Today I am here to bring you a beginner-friendly, osteoporosis-friendly, full-body Pilates mat workout. In today's class, we're going to be eliminating forward flexion of the spine as well as rotation of the spine, keeping our body in a nice neutral position, which is safe for someone who has osteoporosis. Throughout this workout, please listen to your body. If you need to modify or eliminate exercises, please do so. I will give you modifications throughout the workout. As far as equipment goes, all you will need is your body and a mat. If you'd like to have some water handy, you can as well. Although this is a beginner-friendly mat workout, this should not be an easy workout. I'd like you to challenge yourself and find moments in the workout where you really focus on stabilizing the spine, stabilizing the pelvis, and therefore working the deep core muscles. I'm excited for this workout. I hope you are too. When you're ready, gather your mat and we'll get started. Alright guys, so we're going to start lying down on our mat. When you're ready, turn your feet sideways. Let's lay all the way down. Once you're down there, you're just going to adjust yourself so you're at the center of your mat. For a moment, we're just going to rest our feet on the floor, knees pointing straight up to the ceiling, about sit bone distance apart. And I want you to make a triangular shape with your thumbs and your forefingers, and we're going to take that shape onto our pelvis. So the heels of your hands should be resting on your hip bones, and your fingertips should be resting on your pubic bone, making this triangular shape. I'd like you to, for a second, just rock your pelvis so that your low back presses down into the mat, and then rock your pelvis so that the back arches off of the mat. Notice as you do this that the shape that your hands is making is shifting. So when you tuck your tailbone under and the low back presses down, the heels of your hands are lower than your fingertips. And when you arch your back and let there be space under the low back, the fingertips are lower than the heels of the hands. Let's keep on doing that, just rocking forward and back. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more here, your pace. And on this last one, I want you to find a kind of midpoint to that movement where the heels of the hands and the fingertips are parallel to the floor, so they're level. This is what's called a neutral pelvis. We're going to try to maintain this neutral pelvis as we do our work today. So maintaining that shape of the spine, that neutral pelvis, just remove your hands and place them down on the floor, and let's come up onto the toes instead of the heels. Beautiful. Belly is braced, soft front of the rib cage. When you're ready, bring one knee into tabletop and the other knee into tabletop. From here, we tap right toes forward and then left toes forward. Right toes forward and then left toes forward. Now, if you're trying to maintain that neutral shape, that neutral pelvis, you should already feel a lot of work in the core. If you need to limit this range of motion, just don't touch your feet all the way to the front. You can just kind of move a few inches forward and back. That's it. Keep going here. Nice wide collarbones, relaxing the shoulders. Let's do 4 and 3. The last 2 and last time. Bring both knees back up. Let's zip our inner thighs together, pointing through the feet. From here, we're going to press those legs out nice and long and then draw the knees back in. You can choose what angle the legs reach to. So if you reach lower towards the floor, this is going to be a more difficult position to hold that neutral shape of the pelvis. If you reach a little bit higher, that will take the resistance away from the core just a little bit. Let's keep on going here. Nice. Now throughout this workout, if ever you need to take a break, just take your feet down onto the floor, take a few moments to reset, find that neutral pelvis one more time, and then come on back in and join us when you're ready. Good. Let's do 4 more here. Out and in. And 3. Out. Good. Last 2. And last time. and in. Beautiful. Give your knees a little hug in, release those hip flexors. And now we're gonna bring our knees back over our hips. This time heels together, knees about hips distance apart. Neutral pelvis again, hands parallel to the floor. When you're ready, we just press those legs out and in. This time with those flexed feet, out and in. As you extend the legs, you wanna think inner thighs zip together. And again, out and in. Let's do 4 more here. This is the same thing as before where you get to choose the angle of those legs. 3. Good, last 2. And 1 more time. Very nice job. From here, zip those inner thighs together 1 more time. Give your knees a little hug in. Relax your feet, relax your shoulders. 1 more round. So from here, we're gonna bring our inner thighs together again and wrap our toes over an imaginary little bar. So it's like a bird on a perch position. Now we're gonna press out again and in again. Out again and in again. Remember that neutral pelvis. Stretching those legs all the way across the room. Good, just 4 more here. Squeezing those inner thighs even as the knees come in. And 3. Good, last 2. And 1 more time. And in. Let's rest our feet on the floor for a moment. Great job. Let's continue on with a little more core work. So leave your right foot where it is. Extend your left foot to the sky. You still have that neutral spine. And now we're just going to swiftly lower and lift our left leg. Up and down. Up and down. Now you can keep this with the other foot flat on the floor, or if you'd like, that other knee can come into tabletop and you just keep going. Exhale, lift that leg right from the core. Let's do 4. 3. Last 2. Last time, switch it out. Choose your foot position on the other side. Nice, let's do 4 more here. 3, 2, and last time, bend both knees in. From here, we're gonna extend 1 leg at a time. Reach and reach. Good, again, you're choosing the angle of the leg, something that challenges your core, where you can still maintain that nice stable spine. You've got 8, 7, 6, 1 more challenge here. 3, 2, and 1. Long leg. Switch, switch. Now if you have particularly tight hamstrings, do take a soft bend in the knees. Otherwise those legs are nice and long. You've got 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bend those knees. Take a moment. Beautiful job. From here, we're just gonna roll over onto our side. So, keeping the knees bent, we'll just gently roll over. We're gonna come up onto our forearm here. If you need added cushion under your forearm, feel free to roll your mat up or put a towel under your forearm or your elbow. Press away from the floor here, lifting your low obliques up. We're gonna come into a side plank. So we'll take our top hand to our hip and then lift the hips up. From here, just make any adjustments you need to feel nice and stable. Good. When you're ready, we dip the hips a little bit and lift them high. Dip and lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Core is still engaged here. Beautiful. If you'd like a little more challenge, you can extend that top leg long and keep on going. That's it. 8, 7, 6. There's lots of space between your ear and your shoulder here. You've got 4 more. Last 2. Let's hold the hips up nice and high. And now little pulses up, up, Up. Remember, both knees can be bent here. Little exhales as you lift. You've got 8, 6, 4, 3, back to full range. Here we go, all the way down, all the way up. Inhaling down, exhaling as you lift. Now you should feel your underside hip working as well. Beautiful, last 4. If that top leg is extended, really reach through the toes. 2. Last time, hold the hips up and pulse. 8, 7, 6. We're coming down after this. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower those hips down. From here, we're gonna lower all the way down onto our upper arm. Cradle your head in your hand. Keep your bottom knee bent and just extend the top leg nice and long. If you looked down, your shoulder would be in line with your hip would be in line with your toes. And we're just lifting and lowering that leg. Nice. Now, even though you're all the way down on the mat, I still want you to imagine that you could slide a little piece of paper underneath those low obliques, so you're still working that core. Up. Up. Nice job finding all that length through the leg. Let's do 4 more here. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Look down. See if you can get your foot to be about hip height. Flex the foot. Let's kick the foot forward. Point the toes, reach the toes back. Flex and kick the foot forward. Point and reach the leg back. Pelvis staying completely steady in space. So we're doing this deep hinge at the hip as the leg comes forward. And then we're extending the hip, opening the hip as the leg comes back. Good, added challenge, top hand comes back behind the head. This is a little bit more of a balanced position. 4 more here, reach it. And 3, reach, go for that full range of motion. Last 2, stretch. And last time, stretch. Beautiful, now listen, bring your foot forward towards the front quarter of the mat, tap it down here, lift it up and over to the back corner, and tap it down at the back. A little bit quicker when you're ready. Up and over, tap, tap, tap. Good, added support, that top hand just comes right down to the floor in front of you. Nice. You've got 8, 7, 6. You should be feeling that outer hip by now. Last 3, last 2, last 1, hold side, flex the foot and push the heel out, out, out. Now when I'm pushing that heel, I'm lengthening my top waist. Resist. Good, let's do 4 more. 4, 3, last 2, hold that heel pressed away from you and lift it. Last exercise on this side. Keep pushing out through that heel. Woo. Keep it going. Last 8, 7, can you reach it further? Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend that knee in. Beautiful job. From here, we're gonna prop ourselves up, extend both legs forward, cross what was our top leg over our bottom leg, and just hug it in nice and tight. Good, try to anchor both sides of the hips down onto the floor. Beautiful job, and then we're gonna just roll it all the way over onto the other side. We'll start with those side planks moving into our side hip work. So we're gonna start down on our forearm, elbow under shoulder. Both knees are bent. Press yourself away from the floor. Those low obliques are lifting. Top hand to the hip. When you're ready, lift and lower those hips. All the way up, all the way down. Your full range of motion. Up and down. Exhaling on that lift. Option, top leg extends long. Now this is a challenge already because that bottom hip really just worked really hard in our side lifts. So at any point you need to take a break, you just feel free to take a break. Let's do 4 more here. 4, 3. Stay lifted at the top, little tiny pulse upward. Up, up. Good, 8, 7. Last 4, 3, back to full range. Down and lift, down and lift. Reaching through those top toes if the leg is extended. Just 4 more here. 3. Last 2. Last 1, hold it up. Beautiful little pulse. That's it, shoulder away from the ear. You've got 8 little pulses. 7, 6, and then we come down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips down. Beautiful job. Come all the way down onto your upper arm. Cradle that head in the hand. Bottom knee stays bent, but the top leg reaches long. Again, your shoulder is in line with your hip is in line with your toes. Top hand to the hip or anchored in front of you. Just a nice long leg lift. Good. Now remember, those low obliques are working. Imagine you can slide that piece of paper underneath. If you want a little more challenge, top hand can come back behind the head or stay on that hip. Let's do 8 more lifts, really reaching through that top leg. 7. Last 4 here. Last 2. Last 1. Now bring that leg just hip height. Flex the foot. Here come our side kicks. So we flex at the hip, hinge at the hip. Bring that foot forward, point through the toes, and then extend the hip back. Flex forward, point back. Beautiful job, your range of motion. So if you've got tight hamstrings, that leg may not be coming all the way forward, and that's perfectly fine. I want you to think about your tailbone continuously reaching towards the end of your mat. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Good job. 2 more. Last time. Beautiful. Now bring your toes forward to the front of your edge of your mat. You're going to tap it down and then up and over to the back, tap it down like a little rainbow. Once you've got it, you can take it to your pace. Good. Keep pressing that bottom thigh down to the mat. You've got 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Almost there. Bring your leg right in line with your hip again. Flex out through the foot. And now we just do that little push, lengthening that top waist. 8, 7. That's it. 4, 3, 2. Hold that leg long. Flex and lift it. 8, 7. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down, bend the knees. Let's sit all the way up, extending one leg forward. We'll cross the other leg, the top leg over, and just take a deep stretch, pulling that knee in towards the chest. See if you can relax both sides of your sit bones down to the mat here. Beautiful job. All right, we have some planks to come. So we're gonna do a forearm plank again, this time on both forearms. Again, you can have something squishy underneath your elbows just to support you there. All right, let's all adjust our pants. And then when you're ready, come down to those forearms. So elbows under the shoulders. You can clasp your hands or keep your forearms parallel to one another. Let's walk our knees back so that they are way behind the hips. Good. You can anchor your toes into the ground here. Knees about sit bone distance apart. Let's just hold here for a moment, finding our form. So in your forearm plank, the elbows and the wrists are actively pressing down. Your gaze is slightly forward of your hands, and again, your spine is in that neutral position. Hold. Now if you'd like to advance this, feel free to float those knees off of the ground and hold it there. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both knees down if they've been lifted. From here, we extend one leg back and then the other leg back. Floating and lowering the knees. Keeping the spine nice and steady. Belly button pulling up to the ceiling above you. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. You've got 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Now let's everybody lift your left knee. You're gonna slide your leg out and into the side. Everything else in your body is staying nice and still. Beautiful. You can hover that leg if you'd like. Out and in. Out and in. Let's do 4 more. 3 more. Hold that leg straight to the back and little lifts up from the glutes. Push out through the heel. That's it. You've got 8 more here. 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee down. For a moment, let's just come back into child's pose, stretching those arms forward before we move on to the other side. So we'll repeat that whole set again. Let's come forward onto the forearms, elbows under the shoulders. Clasp those hands or parallel forearms. Shoulders are over those elbows. Knees sit bone distance apart. We start with our hold. Good, find that form. Extend the crown of the head forward. Draw the belly button up to the spine. When you're ready, we're gonna just start with those little knee lifts. One side and then the other, alternating. Beautiful job. Hips are nice and stable. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lift the right knee and slide that leg out and in along the floor. Hip bones are still pointing straight to them, down to the mat. If you'd like to add that hover, go for it. 4 more here. You're doing great, keep it up. The last 2, let's hold that leg straight to the back and little baby lifts, right from the glutes. Last 4, 3, last 2, and last time. Both knees down, sit it back for a moment. Reset. Good job, guys. From here, we're gonna bring our hands under our shoulders, fingertips pointing forward. We'll start with our knees right underneath the hips for a Pilates style push-up. So starting here, elbows reaching back towards the hips. You tip your upper body forward, reaching your nose forward of your fingertips, and then press the floor away, down, and up. Now your range of motion may be different. It might be smaller, and that's okay. What I want you to focus on is keeping the elbows pointing back towards the hips. Now if you'd like to advance this, just bring your knees back behind your hips, find that nice long plank, and come down and up in one long line. We'll do 4 more wherever you are. Last 2. And 1 more time. Very nice. This time around, let's descend all the way down to the mat. Reaching those toes out to the back corners of the mat. Hands right underneath the shoulders. Pin your elbows into your ribs. Lengthen the back of your neck. Draw your belly in and reach your tailbone towards your heels. From here, we lift up into a little bit of back extension and then lower back down. This can be a few inches of movement, or it can be higher. Up and down. Glutes are engaged, belly is engaged. Triceps are still working because we just did those little Pilates push-ups. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Last 2. And 1 more time. Make sure you have room now to extend your hands in front of you. I need to scooch back a little bit. Your feet are still about the width of the mat. Your arms are gonna reach forward the width of the mat as well. Your body's in a bit of back extension. And now let's just lift the right leg and the left arm, and then the left leg and the right arm. Alternating here, swimming. Good, again, that pelvis is nice and steady. 4 more, 3 more. 1 more set coming. You can stay at this pace or pick up the pace. Flutter those arms and legs. Good, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come under the shoulders. Sit up and back into your child's pose. Toes together, knees apart. Maybe the palms turn up to the ceiling here. Forehead to the floor. Beautiful job. Let's sit all the way up. Find a comfortable position to sit down in. Reach your fingertips out to your sides. Beautiful. Let's reach one arm up and over to the opposite ear. Just give yourself a gentle stretch. Still reaching your other fingertips out to the side. Nice, coming up, and same thing other side, reaching up and over. Be gentle. Come back center. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale the elbows down wide. Nice, 1 more time. Inhale it up. And exhale it wide. Beautiful job today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought, what you'd like to see next. As always, I've enjoyed working out with you. Please subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on all the new workouts that I post, and I will see you next time. Have a great day, guys. Bye.